Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, it's the Canada Boxing Day Spectacular on Sports Catastrophe, aka Cutter Historical, which is a prelude to the title belt stuff I will be doing as a whole coming up in 2022. Hey there, Heather Ho there. It's Jeff Cutter W welcoming you to this super fight card brought to you by Title Bout Championship Boxing 2.5. How I can update the fighters is beyond me. So obviously, no fighters past 2013. So no Golov again. No, like, Tyson Fury pissing me off. I might have to create those guys myself. So anyway, as you can see, there are six fights, pardon. All from Maple Leaf Gardens in lovely Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is the All Canadian Battle Royale. You can see the stakes and all that. And what people are there. And the wages. So the opening belt, we'll see Arturo Gatti versus Herman Nagunjo, 121,000 versus 60,000. Preliminary 1, Jimmy McLaren versus Clyde Gray. McLaren getting a lot more. Sid Vanderpool and Eric Lucas almost getting the same amount of money. Sam Langford and Tommy Burns. Sam Langford getting $1 million buckles. The co-feature, Dale Brown versus Trevor Burbick. And the main event, George Chagall and Donovan Ruddick. So, fight card is ready to go. I gotta remember. I think I have to, yeah, all these are 12-round fights. So first we have the battle of the junior welterweights, Arturo Gatti versus Herman Nagunjo. As you see here, teams, trainer, and Cutman Freddie Roach against Kevin Rudy. Trainers are the event, and Maple Leaf Gardens, Bob Alexander will be the announcer. You've got judges Humayan Perez and Waleed with Michael Griffin, the referee. So a little bit of background, Arturo Gatti, the biography, Thunder Gatti from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, who's tragically died in 2009. So that was huge. And he gets Herman Nagunjo, who is from Cameroon by birth, and his hometown is Montreal, Quebec. So the Black Panther versus the Mr. Thunder. So scorecards and all that. Play the belt. Gatti versus Nagunjo. We're going to speed this up a little bit. Kind of in a sense that, these two guys. Now, of course, this game is also notorious for getting fighters' skin colors incorrectly. Obviously, I know for a fact Nagunjo is African, so I don't know why they have him as white. I gotta change it to black or something like that. Nagunjo. Hard gunning Nagunjo. But he's gotta be careful. Oh, Nagunjo might be in trouble. Do some condition. Take a look at everyone around, something wrong with his eyes for Nagunjo. Nagunjo's got to keep on fighting. Something involved in blood. Why is that? Oops. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take the men to an 8 count. And I think Gotti's got Nagunjo on the ropes. In a sense. Griffin will have to. Nagunjo's really got trouble. He wants to beat Thunder Gotti. So Gotti and Nagunjo are fighting him out. We take the unofficial scoring after 6 rounds. It's 59-55 for Gotti. So Gotti, one of the better heavyweight, one of the better boxers in Canadian history, seems to do it, but Ngannou will have to do something here. So right there. Under 8, Ngannou did much better in that round. Gotti's had one knockdown. Oh, Ngannou is a little fatigued. Gotti has a bleeding of the lip. It was stopped, but now Ngannou's got to go for the kill right here. So that punch. Ngannou's got some swelling in his left eye. The most swelling. A lot of swelling for him. Not so much for Gotti. Ngannou will have to probably get a KO. Remember, all these fights are 12 rounds. Ngannou did much better in that 10th round than I anticipated. He's got to do something here. So after 11 rounds, the unofficial scoring is 106-103. Ngannou's got to care of wins. Gotti's got to finish him off. You can't coast on that forever. Oops.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, Ngannou, he looks dazed. He's got a minute left. Will he survive the 12th? I think he will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Now time to see what happened here. If you go by injuries, I think it's going to be Gotti over Ngannou. Let's go to Bob Alexander with the call. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the scorecards are in, and here's your official decision. Oscar Perez, the United States scores about 114, 112 for Gotti. Ooh, 114, 112. That's amazing. James Hardiman, U.S. scores about 113, 113 even. Oh, man, that's a terrible call. And the third guy's Malik Waled of the United States scores about 115, 111 for Arteta Gotti. So Gotti wins by majority decision, if memory serves me right. Yep. It's Arteta Gotti. Beautiful job by Gotti. Ngannou waited too much. You see the knockdown. Well, a pair of knockdowns. You gotta believe. Ngannou threw more jabs. And a lot more jabs. Gotti threw more punches landed. Ngannou landed more punches, but the punch accuracy is 32-31. And so Gotti wins. Now the second fight is the welterweight between Jimmy McLaren and Clyde Gray. McLaren, a legendary welterweight. You see the corner. And Billy Jordan is your announcer for this fight. Herbert Earl, a respectable referee, is there, with the judges Murray, Tapper, and Gordon. Jimmy McLaren, babyface, who was born in Ireland, making his hometown in Vancouver, British Columbia, who passed away in 2004. He was 96. That's pretty good for a fighter. And Clyde Gray from Toronto. That technically is kind of wrong because he is actually from, I think he was built from Guelph, Ontario, which is close to where I live personally. So you got Jimmy McLaren and Clyde Gray going toe-to-toe. Here we go. Again, this game is not really good for the skin pigmentations. If memory serves me right, Clyde Gray was black. So, anyway. It's McLaren in black. Now, of course, I am prone to making some rash mistakes with pronunciations, so hopefully you'll understand. But we got McLaren versus Clyde Gray in this match. 12 rounds as usual, just like every other match. Ooh. McLaren, you gotta get something going here. So McLaren and Gray are fighting tooth and nail on this fight. 1 round 6. Nothing really hurts. McLaren getting a little bit cocky in the ring. We're at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. 6 fights. In 6 different weight classes, the best of Canadian content. I know that there's a lot of Canadian content that should have been like the main event. But there's a swelling. There's swelling for McLaren under his rear eye, round 8. McLaren's gonna have to do something. He's starting to fatigue. Sure he is. I'm sure he is. He's not scoring. Ray looks like he's got him. McLaren's got to throw some punches. When will he strike? Will the legendary McLaren fight? The guy is 40 years older than his opponent. McLaren, I don't know.
1.
Oh, he got him.
3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's barely shaking. You shouldn't be shaking. McLaren. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, he's got it. He's wobbling. He's wobbling. Wobbling. Unbelievable. Jimmy McLaren was on his deathbed, if you will, after 9 rounds. And the scorecards had Gray winning all by 2 rounds, and yet McLaren TKOs him. Wow. Unbelievable. Clyde Gray had this fight won. And what a mistake. By TKO, McLaren wins. I can't believe it. Clyde Gray had it right in his hands, and he botched it. Oh, my gosh. He won't be able to show his face anywhere here. Traits and punches. Well, the punching accuracy, 34 to 31. For punching accuracy, Clyde Gray had him in hooks. A lot of hooks, but look at the crosses and combinations. Huge. And McLaren threw more punches. So that's a huge mistake. On to the third fight, which is pair of super middleweight. Sid Vanderpool versus Eric Lucas. The teams. The event. Bob Alexander is back to being the announcer. Michael Griffin, your referee. Joe Horn, Don Trella, and Alejandro Roshan, your judges. First of all, Sid Vanderpool. Sid the Jewel Vanderpool from lovely Kitchener, Ontario, where I am stationed, where Cutter Historical is stationed. So he was born in 1972, so he's still alive. He's almost hitting 50. Well, of course, you won't know this, but anyway, yeah. So he's there, and he gets Eric Lucas from Magog, just outside of Montreal, Quebec. So he was born in 1971. So these two are Lucky Luke coming into the the belt. So you got Vanderpool and Lucas fighting each other. We're at Maple Leaf Gardens. You can understand that Sid Vanderpool, I kind of am pulling for him because he's Canadian like myself, like Kitchener native like myself. So that's amazing. I know that there weren't really any key boxing matches at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, so that's why it wasn't the venue, but you know, Maple Leaf Gardens was good. You had the Chevalo Ali fight from 1966. I don't think they had another match in Toronto, Chevalo facility. I know Vancouver they had one. In fact, Chevalo was never knocked off his feet as a heavyweight. He usually lost by decision. And that actually shocked a lot of people because might have been the great Muhammad Ali. And yes, he was Muhammad Ali. You all right. And find the range. Lucas has to do something. Vanderpool may have Lucas's name all wrapped up. Vanderpool and Lucas are fighting. Lucas has got to pull something. I mean, after all, if McLaren could do it, based on the fact that he actually did beat up on Eric Lucas. Yeah, McLaren actually came back from a disaster against Clyde Great and TKO'd him in the 10th round. Or was it the 9th round? I can't remember. But anyway, McLaren was dead on arrival. And yet, for some strange reason, McLaren TKO'd Gray. I kind of thought McLaren would just work it because, I mean, the guy's a freaking icon in Canadian boxing. If this goes less than 30 minutes, we will have kind of a makeup fight. But right now, one fight's gone the distance and one fight ended after 10 rounds. 109, Vanderpool and Lucas. And the super middleweights battling each other, both in the same division. So that's huge. On to the 10th round. On to round 11. Scorecards. With 2 rounds left, the scorecards, it's close. It's too close to call. Lucas has basically been fighting great since the 6th round, so Vanderpool's got to have to keep his composure because if he doesn't, then he's going to lose this fight late. He had to fight. Oops, there's some swelling under Vanderpool's eye. He's got to fight. He's got to fight. Got a few minutes. Lucas has got to do something here. What is Lucas doing? Is he not doing enough?
The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
I don't know. This is another tight match. We go to the ring. Bob Alexander is ready with the call. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have tallied their scorecards, and here's your decision. Here is the decision. Who's got this? Joe Horn, South Africa, scores the belt 115, 114, 4. Lucas. Oh, so Lucas did win the fight in his eyes. Don Trella of the U.S. scores at 116, 113, 4. Vanderpool. Oh my gosh. So we have a 1-1 draw. Alejandro Rocha, Mexico, scores the belt 117, 113, 4. Is it Vanderpool, I bet? Yes, it is. Vanderpool wins by majority decision. Joe Horn, split decision, pardon. I thought it was majority because 2-1. So Vanderpool wins 2-1 on judges' scorecards. So the traits and all that, you know, punching accuracy 38 to 30%, no knockdowns this time. Man, Vanderpool threw a lot of more jabs and hooks. Crosses and combinations were Lucas's. So Lucas wins this one. And now our fourth fight out of 6. Light heavyweight, Sam Langford and Tommy Burns, 2 legendary fighters. Lou Duva, the legendary Lou Duva, being the cutman for Tommy Burns. Damian Pinto, legendary announcer, will be announcing this one. Herbert Earl goes back to the ring to referee. Hazard Jr., Risher, and Page are your 3 judges. They both are from the 1880s, Langford and Burns. Langford died in 1956. So he died at the age of close to 73, about 72. The Boston Tar Baby, as they call him. He was actually born in Massachusetts. No, sorry, he was born in Canada and then moved to Cambridge, Massachusetts, but he kept his Canadian thing. And he will face Tommy Burns, the man from, well, First City, Chester, Ontario. He made his hometown in Detroit, but he too has his Canadian thing. The Leonard Giant of Hanover. That's in Hanover, Ontario. He ended up being 73 years old, roughly. I guess I should, get a biography on him and all that. But we'll get to that a little later. I should have done that, but I would have to do it for everybody. So Langford versus Burns, and besides, you got the whole year tournaments from 1900 to 2013 around the reign of the year and all that. So I'll get more on the biographies of these guys. What is Burns doing? Has he been stunned already?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Wow! In one freaking round, Sam Langford sends Tommy Burns to the. What the hell just happened? That was like 3 freaking minutes. Okay. Man. Within 2:57, Sam Langford wins. Well, I think we know who won this one. All right, it's now time for the battle of the cruiserweight. Well, there was one massive cruiserweight. His name is Dale Brown, and picked a heavyweight who was not fighting in the main event. That was Trevor Burbick. Trevor Burbick, the trainers, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, a former fighter, to the event. Henry Jones is now your announcer with Herbert Earl coming back in the ring. I mean, after all, he only had to do 1 round. So Miller, Macalusa, and Frattini are your judges. Dale Brown from Calgary, Alberta. He's Cowboy Dale Brown, as you are. He's in his 50s. He'll face Trevor Burbick, who died in 2006. He was born in Jamaica, made his hometown in Montreal. Trevor Burbick, upset John Tate in that famous 1980 doubleheader. Remember when Sugar Ray took on Roberto Duran? Part 1. Part 2 was the No Mas fight, but part 1 was the fight in Montreal Stade Olympique, which was amazing. And the fight before that, Burbick versus John Tate, was a legendary knockout for Trevor Burbick, being the Canadian champ, and that's who Ali fought in his last ever fight, was Trevor Burbick. Trevor Burbick was, I can't remember which heavyweight champion it was, WBA or WBC, but he was the guy who Mike Tyson beat for his first heavyweight belt. So hopefully Burbick can do a lot better. Round 2. Burbeck and Brown. Fighting a tooth and nail here. They want more action. The crowd was. These guys have got to fight here. If only this thing can go. Oh, Burbeck's got him.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mandatory 8 count. Burbeck. I think Burbeck knows that he can get Brown out of there in a 12-round fight. So after 6 rounds, we're going to give you the scorecards. Ian Lord has it. Trevor Burbeck winning with the 3 rounds to 2, with the second round being a tie. So this could go down to the wire. I mean, we might have a third decision of the fight card. Just to let you know, the clock has been ticking about 26 minutes. So hopefully, if this fight goes to the last night, we'll see the last fight, the Chicago fight, go probably to the distance, and then we'll have the 30-minute mark on that. So first thing, I'll show you, like, of course, the first video I'll give you a quick rundown of how I do it. It'll probably just be random.org for which year will happen. And all that. Burbeck and Brown are fighting tooth and nail. Burbeck's got to do something here. A solid 9th round for both fighters. Brown has to carry his punches high, his hands high. Burbeck's got to go after him. Anyway. Burbeck, oh boy. He's carrying his hands low. Both these guys have swelling in an eye. Burbeck's got to be his favorite favorite to go down Brown in my mind. Time for Burbeck. Now it's time for the 12th and final rounds. Now we'll see what the 12th round brings. This is too close to call.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6,
mandatory
7,
8 counts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
They say Brown did enough to win the fight. I don't know. I think this is too close to call. So Henry Jones will be in to make the announcement. Remember, one more fight, and this will end the fight card. We will hit the 30-minute time limit for these fights. All right. So Thomas Miller of the U.S. scores the fight 116-111. Could be Burbeck's fight. Terrence Macalusa, South Africa, 118-110. It's going to be a huge decision because of these scores. Frattini of Italy scores the fight 115-112. For the winner of a unanimous decision because is Trevor Burbeck. Beautiful job by Burbeck. I kind of had a feeling he had it. So anyway, punching wise, well, 47% punching accuracy and 2 knockdowns on Dale Brown. Dale Brown threw a lot of punches, but he missed a lot of them. Burbeck had him on almost everything except for uppercuts. So now we got one more fight left. It's Razor Ruddock and George Chuvalo. George Chuvalo, who always comes so close to being heavyweight champion of the world, but didn't. And Razor Ruddock, who was supposed to be this key #1 contender, but suffered losses to Mike Tyson like you never believe. Eddie Florio and Emmanuel Stewart, both key guys. The event, Jeff Connor is your announcer. Hubert Earl for the third straight fight will be the referee. Escalona, Werner, and Shabalala. Fuck, I said it wrong. My apologies to South Africans everywhere. George Chavallo, freaking icon. The Toronto Tank. He's still around to this day. He was born in 1937, so he had a good career and all that. We'll face Razor Ruddock from Weston, Ontario. That's right by Toronto area. He was born in Jamaica. He came over to Canada and fought for Canada. Razor Ruddock is now almost 60 years old. So Chavallo and Ruddock. Here we go. Who will have this one? Oh, this is pick 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ruddock might be out in the first round. Ruddock's gotta fight. He's gotta fight. Well, Chavallo and Ruddock are really tight to the finish and all that. So anyway. We go to round 3. Chavallo and Ruddock. 26 years between these two guys, but Chavallo looks like he's still the old veteran who has rarely been knocked out. Of course, title bout championship boxing, I don't think takes into account the power of one George Chavallo. The condition of these guys, I don't like the ice feeling of Chavallo, so Chavallo's going to have to fight smartly. Gotta do something here. Revive. More swelling on, I don't know. Chavallo can't headbutt. Why would he headbutt? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the second knockdown for Ruddock. Oh, this is huge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh! Well, Ruddock's got to get something going now. Is this it? No. Ruddock is screwed. I think he's done for. I think Chavallo's got this fight already. Ruddock's gonna have to fight back. He's got cut under his right eye. Can he fight back? So after 6 rounds, it's close, 58-54. Ruddock hasn't really done too well. It's up the 36th round. He's got to do something, Ruddock does. Remember, Chavallo in his real life career was not knocked down at all. Well, I think he was knocked down, but he was never KO'd. He was KO'd, but anyway. It looks like there's a big cut on Ruddock. Ruddock might be a little angry about that. Round 8. Oh, they both have injuries now. Oh boy. Both of them with their left eyes. You gotta have 2 eyes if you want to be a boxer. Ruddock was almost KO'd and all that. Well, he's got a close cut under his right eye. Ruddock does. So these two guys are really fighting ferociously. This is fighting. Chavallo's fighting. Ruddock's fighting too. Ruddock's fighting to stay in this. On round 10. Looks like Chabal's got him. What? I thought he went down. Oh, this is with a punch. Roddick, I think, has done pretty well to stay out of this. Both of them have swelling. These are rock stopping robots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8.
Is this it for Roddick? Can he do something here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time Chabal's got to get him. Rod's gonna fight. Rod has to fight this one. And that's it. It's over. It's over. Roddick couldn't finish it off. Chavala wins by TKO in the 11th round, and Roddick was losing it. After the 6th round, he was losing the match. So I think this is all but over. I kind of figured this was going to be game over. Chavala has TKO'd Donovan Razor Roddick. A big job by Chavala. The punching accuracy was actually quite close, 36-35. But in the butt end of things, other than the jabs, which Razor had on Chavala, it was all but over. Chavala defeats Roddick. So the final matches are there. Everyone who was on the left side of the card, who was in the red corner, won except for Dale Brown, who got decisioned. So Gotti by majority decision, McLaren by TKO, Sid Vanderpool by split decision, Langford by TKO, Burbick by unanimous decision, and Chavala by TKO. So 3 knockouts out of 6. So that's the Boxing Day Super card from Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Once we hit January 2022, it all starts again, as we will have yearly tournaments based on fighters in that era, and I will explain the rules and regulations to qualify for these tournaments and another chance. So anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.